The verdict is in, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe. Hi, how you doing, by the way? You're looking brilliant. The verdict is finally in. We can finally see now we are at the end of the era of the New Republic, where we can see exactly how many resources we are getting from the marquees, and we can figure out, are we getting screwed or are we going to be okay? Let's have a little bit of a chat about this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your boy Scribe. How the devil are we all doing? And welcome to your daily dose of Galaxy of Heroes. I hope everybody has been enjoying the wonderful high-quality events that we get, such as the Grogu and the Anzelans Era Challenge. Now, before we crack on and we start talking about resources and what's coming up next with the Snowtrooper Operative, we have heard some whisperings within the community of discord, and I'm not talking about the app, I'm talking about unhappiness within the community because of these high upper level marquee requirements that you are needing to hit if you want to get these big juicy rewards for era currency. The problem with this is that you need to take Grogu and the Anzelans to era level 125, and that is whale only territory. However, there is a problem with it. If you want to whale to level 125 in era levels, there are some limitations in terms of how and when you can do that. Now, I had this first of all inside the Grogu and the Anzelans marquee, their final tier. When you get him to 7 stars, you needed to have him at era level 110 in order to progress. And because I spent my resources getting Rot of the Hutt up to it, I didn't actually have the Mark 6 Besh ability modules to take Grogu and the Anzelans to 110, so I couldn't get that final tier of rewards, which gives you a little bit. Now, it wasn't a big deal to me. I was just like, oh, well, sure. Now, if I was to go ahead and spend the cash on these Mark 6, which are free materials, it would have cost me like $25. But it would cost me $25 to mildly offset getting some of the Mark 7 materials. I was like, I'm just going to skip it. You know, I'll remember it for next time. I won't waste my resources on things. I will make sure that the latest marquee gets the stuff so I can get the things, right? But this is exacerbated even further when you look at the era level challenge, okay? Now, 125, as we said, this is the big Billy Balls for Christmas amount that you need if you want to get that 7-star rotter, if you want to get the maximum rewards from the era currency, right? This requires these Xaereth ability modules, and these are 100% unwhaleable. Unwhaleable. If I was to search for it right now, I can only find it in the Imperial Vanguard Special Marquee event, which is just a normal marquee event. The reason for this is this was CG's way of kind of gating our progress so that we don't skip ahead and just get everybody to maxed era level. They want us to kind of gradually get access to these so that you can only spend them as they become available with new marquees. Yes, you get more of these materials if you get characters to like 7-star day 1 as opposed to day 7, but it's a negligible amount. It's not loads and loads and loads you get. Now, the problem with this was if people wanted to therefore go into this era challenge for the Grogu and the Anzelans and get that top tier done, they needed a level 125 on their Grogu and the Anzelans. And if they had already spent that era currency on something else, there was literally no way for them to hit this top tier. And it gets you 4,000 era currency. 4,000 era currency, that's a whole lightspeed token. You know, that's a significant amount of era currency, right? And the problem is there's nothing that CG has done, haven't told us what these era level requirements are going to be like for these marquees until they just drop in our laps. They are gradually, every single marquee that comes out in an era, they start low and they get high. And that's fine, right? That's fine. Obviously, you can't get to this level at the start of the era, so they gradually get increased. I don't think there's anybody as annoyed per se that the era level requirements are very, very high at the top end. You got to give something for the whales to enjoy, right? You got to give something for the whales to enjoy. Now, the problem that I have with it, and that other people are having with it, is that because we are not told ahead of time what these era level requirements are, we are left wondering where can we spend our resources when it comes to era levels. And as you can see, if you did not save your Xereths for Grogu and the Anzelans, you could not actually, there's no way for you to get it now. You can't even spend the money to get that unlocked. You can't do it because there's no way. And the problem is not that there is no way to whale on it, is that without the communication to tell us what is coming and what the requirements are, people don't know how to spend their money, and it drives frustration. All right. So this is a little bit of a boo-boo. It's a little bit of a boo-boo in my opinion, because, you know, you should be able to make informed decision. And this kind of goes back to this recurring theme with CG at the minute, is that they don't seem to want to communicate what is coming and how we can achieve it. How did this error level system come to be? Why is it changed from 85 to 135 as the top end? Why do we lose resources from Rot of the Hutt in his Journey Guide event? You know, previously we got a load of the Mark 7s. We miss out on like 6,000 Mark 7s, which is like 50, 60 bucks if you're looking to go higher. And the people that did it in a free-to-play fashion to get 5 stars, they're missing out on Gear 13 units. They're missing out on potential other rewards as they go further. But there's been no reason why. Nobody has said anything from CG's perspective. We are changing this because of this. We're not necessarily directly mad at things changing. We are mad that we just don't get told about it until after the fact. People have already committed resources to doing this sort of thing, and you're not telling us. Okay, so that's sort of this common theme that's running at the moment with CG is leaving a lot of people just a little bit frustrated, and I count myself among them. However, Snowtrooper Commando, with these changing resources, it did beg the question, okay, we lost a bunch of resources from the Rot of the Hutt Marquee event in the Tier 2, or whatever you want to call it, the 5-star unlock. We lost a bunch of the Mark 7 materials. Are they going to comp it in the Snowtrooper Commander Marquee when it drops? Because he's coming now in a week, right? Just under a week. Snowtrooper Commander's dropping. Is he going to have all those resources to help us get there? Let's take a look, shall we? So over on our favorite resource website known as swigger.gg, this place is absolutely flipping amazing. You can actually see quite a bit over here. You can actually see quite a bit. If we go to database, we can actually go to, not errors, we can go to events. And events actually have marquee events in them. Isn't that handy? And you can actually see, check it out. We've got the Imperial Vanguard special marquee event. This is for Snowtrooper Commander. And you can actually see the exact rewards that we are getting from every tier of his event. Isn't that wonderful? So, what are we looking at? Tier 1, this is just the base tier. Everybody gets this for free. It's where you start using the, maxed out 135 characters. You're getting the 5 shards of Snowtrooper Commander. We get given, what is it, 35 or something? 45, I can't remember. Gives us 200k error currency. It gives us all the stuff. None of this is like high end. I think it goes up to 5 there. Yeah, it goes up to the... Oh, we do get some of the Mark 6. You get some mods. Then when you get to the Stage 2, you get an extra 10 shards. That's just a first-time bonus. This should put you at 15 out of 35 or whatever it is. You get some crappy gear. Then if you go and get the 4-star unlock, you'll get the 5-star... You get 5 shards for the first-time reward, and then 5-star every day. This is how you get to 5 shards every day. This is how you get to 5-star if you get enough shards. And similarly, once you hit 5 stars, you get access to Tier 4. And Tier 4 is where we start seeing some of these Mark 7 Xaereth ability modules. Now, it doesn't give you a first-time bonus for them. It gives it for the Mark 6s, which means you'll be able to catch up and you'll be able to go up to error level 110, I want to say. And it gives you Xaereth ability modules, and it's a significant amount, 210, right? And this is every day. So if you can get yours to 6 stars, I want to say, is this the 6-star tier? Now, this is the 5-star tier. Apologies. If you can get yours to 5-star, you are actually going to be getting 300 of the Mark 7 modules and 18 of the performance cores, right? So what does that look like in real money terms, okay? So assuming we get the day 1, 5-star day 1, you're going to be getting 2,100 of the Mark 7s, and then 18 times 7, an extra 126 of the cores for Mark 7. Okay, so 2,100 and an additional, what was it? I can't remember. 126. Now, the later tiers do not seem to give any of these Mark 7s or even the Mark 8s. Does give some more Xaereth ability modules. This one over here is if you get to 6-star, essentially. And of course, you get more shards. If you get the 7 stars, you're getting even more Xaereth ability modules, you're getting some extra crystals, you're getting some signal data and some Zetas, and then the very top end, which is probably going to require like 110, maybe 120 on the error level, you're going to get some Omicrons as well as some high-end sort of relic mats and Xereths. So the only time you're getting additional error level material is for the 5-star tier of the upcoming event, 2,100 of the Mark 7s, and 126, whatever it is, of the cores for Mark 7. Now, is that any different from what we got last era? Well, the good thing is we can actually check. If I could just interrupt real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're having a great time, but when I check my metrics, I can see that only about 50% of you watching, you people right here at home watching my videos, are subscribed. Every single subscriber to this channel helps push my reach out further and helps get these videos into the eyes, into the hands of grateful people at home. And it would mean the world to me if you could just hit that sub button, maybe give the video a like, maybe share it with your friends. I don't know, tell your mom about it. I really appreciate it. Big love, guys. Because over here, you can still see, we can actually go ahead and check the KX Security Droid Marquee event. And if we go down to where Tier 4 is, once again, this is the 5-star tier, you can see that is exactly the same as what we got last time. You got the Mark 6 ability modules, and you got the Mark 7 ability modules and the performance cores. Exactly the same numbers, 318 and 210 of the Xereths. So we're not getting anything additional from these marquees, we're just getting the standard stuff. All right, so when we look at that, what does that 2,100 look like when it comes to leveling up our units? So the Mark 7s are required from 110 all the way up to 124, I want to say. There we go. Oh, and actually, no, that's actually overkill. Is it up to 120? Yeah, it's up to 120. So you can see, or actually you can't see because my head is in the way. Let's move me up. To get to error level 120, every unit needs 2,750 of these Mark 7s, as well as 150 of the cores, all right, and 60 of the ability modules. So you definitely get more than enough of the cores in order to progress through there. Like it's complete overkill on how much they give you on these Xaereth cores, right? Xaereth ability modules, right? So we know then, if you go day 1 to 5-star unlock on that unit, you will not get enough Mark 7s to even take one person up to error level 120, all right? However, do you need to go to 120? Not necessarily. That gets you Relic 3. If you are just looking to get to Gear 13, to skip the entire gear grind, you only have to go to error level 115, which is a lot more manageable. And when you look at that, you think, oh, hang on, 750 of the modules and then 50 of the cores is all you need. So technically, you'd be able to get nearly 3. Right, nearly 3. Now it's not quite 3 because the cores, the performance cores hold us back, but 2,100 divided by 750 is 2.8 units. All right, so if you combine those two things, you will see that we could actually get 2 characters to Gear 13 if you get your Snowtrooper to 5-star. And I think this is a very deliberate thing from CG because realistically, a lot of people skip the last marquee in an error because you don't need it for the Journey Guide unit. If you're not pushing for a 7-star Journey Guide unit, you're just getting the 5 because you want your Lightspeed tokens, they're going to skip on the Snowtrooper Commander because it's like, what's the point in taking this guy up? I can't get him to 7 stars. I'm not willing to get him to 7 stars. I'm not willing to take him to 125. So we'll just skip it and save our crystals for the next error. And I think this is why they do it. It's so you can actually skip gearing 2 people in the final stages. You can skip the Gear 12 grind if you 5-star your Snowtrooper operative or commander, whatever he is. So take that with a pinch of salt. Take that with a pinch of salt. That is currently what is showing in-game for the rewards. All right, so realistically, if we were to go ahead and see how much it would cost you, because you still unfortunately need a little bit more to take that 3rd person if you're going to the error store. Oh, by the way, don't miss out on this error recovery pack. This is completely free for everybody. So just log into the game, go to the error store. This is, I believe, it's also on the web store. There's this error recovery pack. Now, for a lot of people, it won't give them stuff that they need. It's just it's low materials, but even if it's low materials, you still get 125,000 error level in currency. It's free. Just grab it. Grab it for funsies. Anyway, so when we're looking at the Mark 7s, does this translate into actual cash value? Yes, because you're getting 2,100. So it's at least worth 2 of these packs over here. 2 of these packs is 1,800, so it's worth more than that. And these are, $7 a pop. And you also get 128 of these. So it's worth more than just one of these, one and a bit of these. So you're at least getting what, 14, 25 bucks worth of stuff for taking that Snowtrooper operative to 5 stars, right? It's something. It's something. It's no better than what we got in previous eras. Previously, I think we got this on both the Grogu and the Enzellans and the Snowtrooper Operative version. So you're doubling it up. If you get that 5-star, you get a bit more. And then you got like 6,000 odd from Rot of the Hutt, or in that case, it was Cassian Andor. So you could almost entirely skip the entire Mark 7 grind. Now, you cannot do that. It is not on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to have to open the wallet, swipe the credit card, pray to RNGesus, mostly for your Colosseum rewards, and, yeah, I don't know, incur massive amounts of debt. It's a good time to be alive, isn't it? It's a good time to be alive. Anyway, in more rosier news, much more rosier news, we do know that when an era comes to the end, we get a brand new one, and it lends us to exciting things. So, I firmly believe that when we get the final marquee in a week's time, we are going to see what's coming up next era, because they usually have to preload everything. We are also going to probably see a little bit more about the totally not Beskar Armor Mando with Grogu as the new Galactic Legend. It's totally not him, is it? And we are probably going to be seeing stuff like training mode. We are probably going to see the era PvP game mode. And whilst I have massive, large reservations about that era-based PvP game mode, I don't know how they make that fun. I am excited to see a new game mode come to the game and what it can bring to our daily grind and what rewards it can give us. I would like to see what it brings. Hopefully, we should get some more information. There should be a little bit of fanfare around it, and we can see what's coming next. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section down below what do you think is coming, and how the devil are you doing. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.